Buffalo is going to win it, folks.
Kick your heels up and down.
Let's see why the Buffalo Bills are en route to the playoffs.
Come on now, the Bills are making it happen now. Stand up now, come on and shout.
Buffalo Bills go undefeated. And we're going to the Super Bowl, yeah.
Now, baby, come on, come on.
No one
Come on
circles the
and
wagon
shout.
like the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
We live. Little technical difficulties right now, but we good. Overdue Bills, we back. Matt, how you doing today, bro? Sam, will
Doing
be back
good.
with us. Be back with us.
Doing good, man. It was a little as I'm sure Sam would mention, this is a little somber note, but we're all right. We're glad to be here.
Yeah, so if you see me in black, you know what happened. You know what I'm saying? If I'm wearing black, I'm wearing a black tee, a black hoodie. You know what happened. You ain't had to watch the game. You know what happened. Bills probably lost, more than likely lost. But before we get there, man, we got a lot to talk about. We want to talk. Preach, you back? You good?
Hey, I'm straight.
All right, you got it.
Shout out to everybody. Listen, it was technical difficulties. Honestly, my mic was like, it's just sitting over there. I don't know why. So it wasn't even plugged in, like it was over there. But shout out to everybody. I heard
maybe
Matt.
Nobody want to hear what you got to say today. Maybe it's a sign.
I don't think that's necessarily the case. I think that a lot of people, they definitely want to hear what I got to say, because what I have to say, it needs to be said. But with that being said, Matt, you said you was doing okay, right?
Yeah, I'm good.
Rad, you're doing okay, right?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing awesome.
Wonderful. Great. OverdueBillsPod.com. OverdueBillsPod.com. That's the website. Go to the website. Listen, have some amazing things there. Merch. We got hats. We got t-shirts. We got the whole gamut. Shout out to Overdue Bills merch, Overdue Bills content, all those amazing things. Listen. Shout out to Buffalo fan base. We're on all their platforms as well. Presented by 26 Shirts. We appreciate them. We appreciate that collab. So definitely tap in with them. And also, Matt, if you can, let the people know who's the presenting sponsor of our show today.
Yes, sir. This episode and every other episode this season of the Overdue Bills podcast is brought to you by Art of Glass Smoke Shop. Just like the Bills on the field, Art of Glass Smoke Shop lights the competition up. Western New York's one-stop shop will provide you with any and all of your smoking needs to get you right. Art of Glass has a huge selection of CBD, kratom, scales, rolling papers, and so much more. Stop in at any one of their Western New York locations today and get everything you need. They also offer a premium cigar lounge located at 3495 Delaware Avenue in Kenmore. Stop by and check them out today. Mention the Overdue Bills podcast and get free day pass entry into the cigar lounge on the date of your visit. And also you get 50% off of any glass purchase in store. Definitely go mention the Overdue Bills podcast. Show our guys at Art of Glass some love.
You might be on to something.
Yep.
How I sound?
You sound terrible still. But it's all good. Let's do this. Like, share, rate, and review. We want you to click that subscribe button. Follow us on all platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all those amazing things. I don't know. It's a little rough start. The Bills started rough. We're starting rough. It's crazy.
Slow start.
But let's do this. Let's start with our quick question of the day. I actually had a lot of questions. But I wanted to start it off with in a trivial matter, if I could. And I wanted to ask this: do you believe in the "we didn't need that game"? Right? That sometimes that's what people say, the pundits, if you will. Like some people need games more than others, right? And in the case, I just want to dive right into the game that we just saw, which was awful. We're going to get to that in a second. But just that moniker, right? We didn't need that game, or they needed it more than we did, right? Matt, do you believe in that?
So, I mean, I guess I can see it from both sides. I don't know if I necessarily believe in it. I think in the spot that we're in right now, though, I can confidently say that that game isn't going to hurt us in the long run because that when you line those games up side by side, that was one that was a 50-50 when we did our predictions, things like that. So I don't have any thought on that one. I think we didn't really need it at
So
this
you
point.
believe in it. So you
I do,
believe in it.
I do to a point.
Okay. Matt believes in we didn't need that game. Rad.
Hopefully I sound better.
You sound terrible. It's okay. It's
All
fine.
right. Whatever. I believe the regular season for sure. I think all the games is a testament of what you need to do in that moment, if that makes sense. Wins, you obviously you want to compound on that, but in losses, you want to learn from it. You want to see your weaknesses in it. So I don't believe in it. I believe every game is learning something you can learn from, especially the losses. You probably learn more in losses than you do in wins for sure, and that's something we definitely need to learn from. Obviously, we can get into why we lost. If we want to talk about, we can talk about that later. But do I believe in games we need or don't need and stuff like that? I think every game is a rule. Something that can show us about ourselves, learn about ourselves as fans and as Bills players. I think we should value every game, especially in the regular season, especially every game. But regular season play, we should value every game.
I like how Rat worded that, right? There is something that you can learn from every game. So it didn't necessarily answer my question per se, but if I had to answer, do I believe in we didn't need that game? Do I believe in that? I would say yes. I'm a realist, right? I'm a realist. I don't cut corners, and so yes, I do believe in it from the standpoint of if you just look at the schedule, if you just look at the records, if you just look at how the league goes, if you just look at the number one seed, so on and so forth, there are games that people give away. You're not going to go 17-0, right? So, I mean, like in that sense, looking at our division.
So you believe we gave that game away?
No, what I'm saying is I'm speaking of the reality of it.
Okay.
The reality of it is that being 3-1 in leading our division right now, that's fine. Like us losing that game did not, push us down.
Like week 17, people sit starters.
Yeah, yes, absolutely. Right. So like that. I believe in that. It's something there. It's a real thing. Okay. So, it is what it is. But that does not mean that we don't need to talk about what happened and what transpired against the Ravens. But before we do that, breaking news. We have to talk about the Von Miller situation. Definitely have to talk about the Von Miller situation. Von Miller is suspended for 4 games for violating the NFL personal conduct policy. Now, there are people on this platform specifically, and there are people who are in the comments right now who are singing Von Miller's praises. Von Miller is back. Von Miller this, Von Miller that. And now we are losing him for 4 games. I want to ask you this, Matt. Do you think that this is a good thing?
No, I mean, I don't think it's a good thing. I mean, we're obviously light at on the defense as it is right now. I mean, it's not an injury, but it's still a loss, to our depth. And you said it. We've been praising Von this year. He has been, looking at least as a shell of himself. He's been looking better. It kind of explains why now, if it's true. But I definitely don't think it's a good thing that if he's out. You know what I mean? It's like I said, it's just another blow to the depth chart.
Wait, so they saying PEDs?
Yes.
They
didn't say PEDs. It just said for the league's substance policy. So I don't know what the substance is, but
if it's PED, shout out to Von. I straight up, I believe every NFL player should be on PEDs. If they not, they ain't trying. So I ain't mad. Don't get caught. If you get caught, deal with the consequences. Von, you got to sit down 4 games. But shout out to Von. That means he cared. Von Miller care about the team. Von Miller care about trying to be better. You know what I mean? Obviously, people might think it's selfish because he got caught. You got to do better not getting caught. But being on PEDs, it is what it is, man. I think the NFL might need to revisit all that stuff anyway. I ain't mad at it, especially if it helps people. Not for real, especially if people tear every other week is ACLs, hamstrings, Achilles. Like, yo, help if we got medicine to help the human body get back right, we should be NFL players and high end athletes should be taking those things. I'm not mad at it. But hey, maybe that's a different discussion. Shout out to Vaughn. We'll see. But maybe I'm in the minority. My bad. I don't know.
Oh, you know what? So let me take a step back. It wasn't for the substance policy; it was for the personal conduct policy.
Oh,
So
okay.
Yeah, I don't
either
know.
way, I like
When Matt said that, I'm like, I don't know what y'all talking about.
Oh,
Because
okay.
Von Miller got suspended because of all that stuff that happened with his, you know what
for
I'm
his
saying?
for his girl.
Yeah,
So
his girl and all that.
I take a step
Oh,
back.
okay.
Y'all,
Okay.
y'all don't put PEDs on Vine.
Yo, why you out?
Hey.
Take some PEDs, man.
Listen,
You know what I mean?
While we're at it, yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't know that.
I didn't know why you
It's definitely personal conduct. Yeah, so it has nothing to do with PEDs. But if Von Miller did take PEDs and got suspended for a game, shout out to him. That's actually I would take that for a game. Honestly, I would take that for a game for Von. Get right. We don't need you for these next 4 games. And personally, for me, I think this is a good thing for the Bills. Von Miller looks sluggish. He looks tired out there. I think he needs to. For me, I don't know. I've been watching him. Y'all haven't really been watching him. Like when he runs off the field, he's like he can't run. Like I was like, dang, what's wrong with him?
Away from the field helps that.
Yes, I do. From this standpoint, I think that what Von Miller did against the Jaguars on that last play, where he got that sack. That's all I want Von Miller for. I literally do not want him for anything else. I don't want him to do run stopping. I just want him to do that specifically. And realistically, him missing these 4 games, it pushes, I think, AJ Epineza, who was sprouting last year, but I'm just not seeing enough of it, right? You know what I mean? And it pushes the Bills. We may talk about it. I'm not a fan of the rotating of the defensive line as much as we do, primarily because that we don't have the defensive line to rotate. Like I don't think we just have that much depth where it's like we just rotate everybody and everybody's just like amazing. I want our stars in there. I want the players that play well to play. That's how I feel. But that's neither here nor there. We're gonna talk about that in a second. Let's get into the game. We don't have a lot of time. Let's get into the game. Let's get into the game recap. And we do want to do a little fun fact or fake. Is it fact or is it fake? We're gonna talk about some narratives coming out from the game. And I want to ask y'all this, right? I want to ask y'all this. Fact or fake? Everybody eats. Fact or fake? Coming from that Ravens game, is it fact or fake? Is that something that, you know what I'm saying, we hopping on a bandwagon? Is it a fact or is it just Josh Allen was just literally talking? And I'm going to go to Matt first.
No, I mean, I think it's still fact. I mean, he did, he tried to target everybody throughout the game. It just, and that there was a point where he just really couldn't get anything going. The offensive line really failed him, I think, this game. And it, I think it's fact.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's fact because it has to be fact. That's how Joe Brady calls the game. He has different packages, 11 personnel, 12 personnel. I think it's fact just because that's how Joe Brady calls the game. Shakir don't play 100%. Coleman don't play. Coleman probably the closest one and run the most routes. Kincaid, Knox, they all come in different facets of the game. So everybody it's not like the same 3 or 4 people on the field all the time. So I think it has to be fact because that's how Joe Brady.
Yeah, and if you look at all the targets throughout the game, everybody on that was able to catch a pass, they got targeted more than once, except for Dawson Knox and MVS. So everybody that was on the field got targeted multiple times, and it like Rad said, Joe does try to spread the ball around or give Josh the option to go for a different guy.
I think this is probably one of the most fakest things that Josh Allen has ever said. And I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be completely honest. I think that our receivers suck. And I've been saying that all season. I've been very consistent. Our receivers suck. They can't get open. The Ravens play man-to-man. Nobody could get open. It's just the facts. And the only person who really got jiggy was Keon Cole. Even though he dropped that pass, he was able to make adjustments and catch a ball or two. So, and what I mean by that is like when we get into these type of games, when we play real competition, not like silly people, when we play real competition, like the everybody eat is a joke. It's not a real thing. You give the ball to your best players in the best position to do
I think
it.
Kincaid had a good game. Kincaid was open.
I mean, okay, whatever. But I'm just saying, like, as far as our pass catchers, they suck. They can't get open on one-on-one. Like, that's a fact. I didn't make that up. Like, if you just watch the game, Josh Allen, people were just they weren't getting open. People were not open. A legitimate fact. I was watching it. They had people. I mean, call it whatever you want. We just honestly, and we were on a text. Not that I want Diggs back. I don't want Diggs back. But in that game, Diggs just takes up. He just takes it up. Like Josh Allen, know he can go to him. He takes those throws up, right? So he takes that. You know what I'm saying? And we talked about this. We talked about Shakir being the number one and having that pressure on him and having those number one cornerbacks or being the focal point, right? Like we talked about that. And we see it that, I mean, Shakir, he's a good receiver, but when it comes down to the nitty gritty, when it comes down to the get down, I don't know if he can, I just don't know. I'm from Missouri, show me state. Keon Cole is the first person I seen make a move, made a play when things got shaky. I appreciated that. Dalton Kincaid, I think personally was just a scheme. He was a scheme. Like we threw in the ball. I don't think he was just necessarily getting open. Like, oh my God, he was making like Laporta plays or Travis Kelce heyday plays. I think it was just scheme. We were scheming him to get open, and then barely that. So what I'm gonna say is legit fake. Our receivers suck. So to suggest that everybody can eat is fool's gold. So we can move on from that though. Fact or fake? We have the worst kicker in the league, Matt.
Out of all the teams that are going to be in the playoffs and going down to the wire, fact.
Rad.
I mean, y'all know how I feel about Bass. We can't coming into the season. I was asked, what's our biggest concern? I told you Tyler Bass. Tyler Bass is going to be an issue. Now, for that being said, Justin Tucker is also having a tough year, but when it comes down to you believe Justin Tucker going to figure it out. Bass seems like, in a tough situations, I don't know if anybody, none of the fans right now got faith in them. And I don't know if even the players necessarily got faith in them. You know what I'm saying? So what I want McDermott to do is to understand what type of season this might have to get to. I need more 4th and 1s, 4th and 2s. I need us to go. I need us to be more aggressive. I need McDermott to understand we gotta be more aggressive. We're not kicking field goals. We want to be more aggressive. We need to get closer. We need to just be more aggressive on that side of the ball. Because I don't believe we're gonna be able to, depend on Bass, especially later in the year. It's just not. It's not looking good.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, like you hit the nail right on the head. I don't think anybody when he goes out there has that true confidence. He used to be, Bass money when he, it was almost an automatic from at least 50 in. Now it's just like, oh man,
it's 50-50
gonna make it.
It's like he might. It's 50-50. You don't know. It's legit in your heart. His percentage is probably higher than 50-50. But I'm saying in your legit heart, you might like, he might. If he misses it ain't gonna be a shot. It's like, he might miss this. It don't matter what it is. 46, 42, 51. It don't matter. He might miss it.
Yep.
Tyler Bass sucks. So the first two conversations are wide receivers suck and Tyler Bass suck. It's starting to become a theme here. I gotta ask this: fact or fake? The Buffalo Bills have the best O-line in the league. That was said. People said, according to PFF, we paid Spencer Brown a whole lot of money. People talked about our offensive line ad nauseum. I was one of those. I was one of those people. I'm not gonna lie. I was one of those people. I definitely had some good words to say about our offensive line, especially Spencer Brown. He was playing better. But even in our comments, some people are saying our O-line is trash. That may be a third thing, starting to be a pattern here, y'all. But I'm just gonna ask, fact or fake, we had the best offensive line in the league.
I mean, that's a loaded question because I don't think we ever. I don't know.
That's what they said.
Who was they?
PFF.
Well,
PFF graded us as like a top 5 offensive line, legit.
I mean, if they were playing like that, then that's what they were playing. We had a tough game. I don't think they're top. I don't think they're the best O-line. No, I'm not saying that. But I think if we game for 4 games, this was their worst game. But it was a tough spot, and I think they're gonna improve. I don't think they're gonna play like that the rest of the year. So I gotta say fake because the question was a setup, but
it wasn't a setup. It was a question.
I think we gonna be an improving O line for sure, and I think we just had a tough game.
Matt, factor.
Yeah, no, I agree. I definitely think I think it's fake for now. I mean, you look at the stats, you just look at the all around happenings of the game, right? You go from our just this stat, QB hits. You go week 1 through week 3, you go 3, 0, 1. QB hits, not sacks, anything like that. That means, pretty much no pressure. This game, he was hit 8 times. He was sacked 3 times. The blitz recognition, it was looking like those guys didn't know how to diagnose anything. That 4th and 2 where Marlon Humphrey just got in untouched. Obviously it falls a little bit on Josh, but how to adjust to different blitzes, how they were disguising it. It looked like they had no idea out there. I think that, Aaron Cromer is a lot better of an offensive line coach. I think he'll definitely have those guys ready for a very tough defense in Houston this week, though. So they got to turn it around, but it looked like they had no clue this week.
Again, 3 trashes in a row. Y'all do the math. So let's talk about this before we go to Rat Juice player of the game. Let's talk about this. You know what? Matter of fact, let's do it because I got some things to say about this. So let's do Rat Juice player of the game. This is the segment where we pick out an individual player who had a good game, who did a good job. And Rat, if you can do me this favor, let the people know who is sponsoring this segment.
All right. This segment is brought to you by Rad Juice. Real fruit, real flavor, real kids. Tired of the same old drinks? Rad Juice is here, crafted by young entrepreneurs with a passion for taste. It's a real fruit adventure. Experience nature finest in every sip. It's no artificial additives, just pure refreshment. Explore 3 exciting flavors: peach, strawberry, and tropical. And now you can find Rad Juice at 2 convenient locations near you. 716 Premium, located at 425 Elmwood Avenue, and Sweet Cheeks Cake Bar, located at 1685 Hurdle Avenue. Elevate your refreshment game with Rad Juice, created by kids, enjoyed by everyone. Grab yours today.
Matt, do you have a Rad Juice player of the game? I see Dorian Williams out there. I see Sam Martin. Shout out to Rad Juice. Definitely appreciate them. Absolutely. Go tap in. Matt, give me a player, man. If you could.
Yeah, you know what? I can't even give you a player because as much as I want to give it to Dorian Williams, he obviously he's stepping in. He's looking like he's playing fast out there, but then you see plays like that 3rd down where he got cooked by Justice Hill and smoked for a touchdown, things like that. That takes away all the good for me. So I don't have a player this week. I like comments, no participation trophies this week.
Wow.
No, not good.
For me, I got to give it to Derrick Henry.
Yeah, I mean, if we're doing Ravens players, sure.
I just gotta give it to Derrick Henry. He kind of do this every time we play him. He usually make a crazy dynamic play. He's one of our Achilles heels for sure. His running style, the way the offensive coordinator call plays against our defense. When they got a Derrick Henry, he runs downhill. He attacks our linebackers. Derrick Henry and just the Sean McDermott scheme is just a weakness. It's a weakness for and it get exploited by him and his running style every time. So it's something we got to look further into, deeper than just Saturday. Deeper than just what happened on Sunday. It's just a scheme fit for that type of run game. Spin tripping.
Spin wilding. Spin is wilding. I'm reading Spin and Spin going crazy. Shout out to Spin.
What you talk about, guys?
I would say this. Yeah, nobody. I'm not gonna do it to myself. I take that back. You know what? I do take that back. I'm gonna say Josh Allen. I thought Josh Allen played a good game from this standpoint. He stayed in the fight, man. He fought. We have bad receivers. I think he knows that. I think he was trying to give him confidence when he talked about everybody eats. But he knows that we have bad receivers. They couldn't get open. And he tried. Like he actually like the Cole throw, that was a money throw. You catch that, the game is different. Coleman. I always say Cole. He don't need to be Coleman because he sucks. I'm not even gonna give him his whole name.
You're not a man yet.
Yeah, so he got to get better. But no, seriously.
He made up for it. He got some catches.
Josh was running for his life. But I thought Josh, like, he put us in the best position to win. We just had bad. We don't have great talent on our team. And I being honest, like, in Josh we trust. Like, and I've been saying that. I've been saying that for a long time. In Josh we trust. So I mean, it's just something that we got to deal with. We got to deal with the whole season. That when we go up against these teams, we're gonna have to rely on Josh to do everything. That's just the facts of the matter, y'all. Let's just keep it a buck. But with that being said, let's move on. It was a bad game. When Derrick Henry scored the first touchdown, everybody knew the game was over. Right? We had chances, but it just didn't happen. So let's just move past that. Let's do this. Shakir sucks because Shakir can't get open, Spin. I don't know if he was watching the game, but I was.
That's his opinion. Shakir doesn't suck.
Well, if you're a wide receiver, you can't get open, you suck, in my opinion. That's just my opinion.
I mean, we're gonna talk about the game, or are you just gonna tell how the Bills suck in every way possible?
Did he get open to you?
Yeah, he was open.
All right, stop. All right, let's move on. Because I'm actually over the game. I don't even want to talk about the game because there's really nothing to take away except with the fact that what I've said. Let's talk about this preview. Let's talk about the preview. We play Houston. We got Stephon Diggs coming up. You know what I'm saying? I have to stop looking at the comments because people think I'm emotional. I'm not emotional. I'm just being honest. Every time I'm honest, y'all confuse it. But we got Stephon Diggs, we got CJ Stroud, we got Houston coming up. I'm not sure how effective Joe Mixon can be, but obviously that if Derrick Henry can run all over us, whoa, let's just see. But let's do this. Let's ask for keys for success. I don't think he's
playing either.
Joe Mixon's not gonna play.
He hasn't played the last 2 weeks, so I don't know if he's still.
I don't know. That's not indicative. That means that he probably is gonna play. But if that's the case, let's talk about keys for success. Yeah. How are we going to win this Houston game? And do we think it's a must-win game? So do we think it's a must-win game? And if so, how are we going to win the game, Matt?
I don't think it's a must-win game, man. I mean, it's crazy to say right now, but our division is terrible. So I think, I do think that we are the head and shoulders in our division right now after watching that Miami tragedy last night. The Patriots, can't even talk about them. And then the Jets just look terrible. So I don't think any game for us really is a must win. I think we just got to win enough to win the division. We're all right. But with that though, I think the keys to success are, really to see how they adjust to do everything different than they did last week. We got to get pressure, we got to tackle. We can't let CJ Stroud have time because I think this is going to be the best receiver core we've faced this year. And I think if you give those guys time, they're going to get open. Doesn't matter who's covering them, they're going to get open. They're going to make plays, and they have guys that can take it over the top and beat you deep. So we don't want to get that time. We got to put some pressure on CJ early, and we got to score.
Right.
Yeah.
Is it a must win? I want to call it a must win, but it's a game I want, right? It's a game I want, right? Because it's a good team coming off not a bad loss, but coming off like a blowout loss. You want, to get that taste out of your mouth. You want to stack up against the better teams in the NFL, and Texas is one of the better teams. So and Stephon Diggs and all that whole narrative and stuff like that. It's little. That's little on my scale of caring about it, but it's there. So I do want this game. Keys to success for me is, we got to stop Nico Collins. Stephon Diggs is there too, but Nico Collins is the big play guy that I don't know who can check him, who's going to check him. I'm Douglas. But it's the passing attack, right? It's the passing attack. It's the Nico Collins, Stephon Diggs, and Tank. They're saying Tank Dell's gonna play the speed, right? So that passing attack, I think Joe Mixon We got to figure it out. We got to tackle. Obviously, I think we didn't talk about it in the Ravens game, but the Ravens scheme is just like expose our weakness. The middle of our field is weak. Damar Hamlin did not look good last week. To me, he looked slow. It's like he's just not the athlete we need back there. He's not it.
We knew that though.
Like, we knew that, but it just looked when we playing these high upper echelon teams. It looked like Ravens was the SEC and we was like a Pac-12 team or something. So they just was bigger, faster, and stronger than us. So when we play in these upper echelon teams, I think we need our guys back. We need Terrell Bernard. We need Milano gonna take some time. Teron Johnson. We need our all pros and Pro Bowlers back. That's helping our middle of the field. The middle of our field is our weakness, and if they can attack that, we gonna have a long day regardless of who we play. So we gotta hone that in.
Definitely gonna be an interesting game. And with that being said, I think I think Houston is what -1.5. But so
it's here. It's in Houston.
Yes, it's definitely in Houston. I think we got the next 3 road games. But if we can't, let's talk about predictions.
It's 1.5 in Houston. Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Let's talk about. I mean, I thought we should be favored, but let's talk about predictions. But before we do that, Matt, please let the people know about the contest that we are running, and let the people know who won the contest for the Ravens game, and moving forward, how they can enter into the contest.
Yeah, so we had nobody predict the correct score. Everybody had the Bills as a winner across the board. So our contest winner was the closest to our first tiebreaker, which was Josh Allen's passing yards. We had Matt Augustine, another winner this week. So I think he won the first week as well. So shout out to Matt. We'll reach out to you. He had the closest to Josh Allen's passing yards. Josh finished with 180. So yeah, it was it's an ugly game across the board. But shout out to Matt. And we're gonna run the contest again this week. Buffalo Bills against the Houston Texans, presented by the Art of Glass Smoke Shop. To enter, you got to be following us and the Art of Glass Smoke Shop. You have to predict the Buffalo Bills versus the Houston Texans score. And if we get multiple submissions and we run into the fact that there's a tie with the score, people pick the correct score, multiple people, we're going to go with our tiebreakers. So the first tiebreaker will be Josh Allen's passing yards. The second tiebreaker will be Dalton Kincaid's receiving yards. So you're going to do that. You're going to put your submission in on any one of our platforms and, get those in before game time and get a chance to win a $20 gift certificate to Art of Glass Smoke Shop.
Yes, sir.
Shout out Art of Glass. Definitely enter into the contest. And let's do this. Rad, get your score prediction.
Score prediction. This is going to be a tough game. It's going to be high scoring. I think if we win this game, we need to put up 30 points. I think it's a close game. I got the Bills winning 32-30.
Oh, wow. Okay. Matt.
Yeah, I got the Bills winning 27-20.
27-20.
27-20.
I let me say this. I will go under on Nico Collins. I think if Benford on him is straps. And I am going to go. I'm going Bills 42, Houston 37. Bills 42, Houston 37. I think it's going to be a barn burner. I think it's just going to be one of those games, just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And I think that one team may get out into a big lead and another team may have to come back. So it remains to be seen, but that's just how I feel. I think we're going to have to put up some points. I think Brady's going to have a lot of pre-snap, a lot of things going, but we'll see. But let me do this. We appreciate everybody for being on. Appreciate everybody in the comments as always. Like, rate, and review, share this video so people can watch the playback. And we will be back Tuesday at 7 o'clock. So please be on. Here. Shout out to all y'all, man. 3716. Shout out to YouTube. Shout out to Facebook. Shout out to Twitter. Shout out to Buffalo fan base. Art of Glass.
See you.
Instagram. Yes, Instagram. We definitely see you. We definitely gonna be looking at y'all comments as well. It's just a family affair everywhere. And y'all know how we end every show with a little bit of that. Hey.
Only Buffalo is gonna win it, folks. The Bills make it run. Kick your heels Let's see why the Buffalo Bills are en route to the playoffs. Come on now, the Bills are making it happen now. Stand up now, come on and shout.
Buffalo Bills going